What's up, everybody? TonyPizzaGuy here. Today we got a very interesting video. If you haven't been paying attention, WWE Games has actually started a forum post, multiple forum posts, where they're taking suggestions for next year's game. It goes all the way from like create a superstar to game modes to moves, all that fun stuff, characters that you want to see in the game. Well, I'm not one that posts on the forums, but I do know that WWE Games watches my videos and they see some of the things that go on and some of the things that I like and some of the things I discuss about this game. So I figured making a video would be the best way to discuss this topic. Now, when we were talking about what game modes could you put back in the game, we have to start off by saying hashtag make WWE games fun again. That is what I want. That is going to be my core message out of this. I'm not going to say that this year's game sucks. I'm not going to say that this or that. Honestly, I think if you go for simulation style professional wrestling video game, it's the best it's ever been. But the problem, the main problem, is that they're just not fun enough. When you get into my career, it's just a haul. You go so long before you get anywhere, and it just seems like it's the same matches over and over and over again. But I'm not going to touch on what you should fix in my career. I'm not going to touch what you should fix in the universe. I'm not going to touch on any of the games that are already in the game, all the modes that are already there. We're going to have some modes that were already in previous WWE games. So the possibility of them putting them in this year's 2K18 are very awesome and easy and simple, and the possibility is there because they've done it before. I know it's not the 2K brand, but Ukes worked on the games. They're still working on the games. You have some people there that know what they're doing. They've been there before. You got some staffers, some lifers that have been there. They know the ins and outs of the video game. So here's what I'm going to say for 4 different modes that need to be in the game that will just make the overall experience of the game fun. That's all I want. I just want these games to be fun. I could care less if it's super realistic, as long as it's fun to play and there's modes that are fun. Like, that is what's going to make this game the best that it can be. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've always been an avid follower of these games. I've played it years in and years out, and I know what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, and what needs to be in this game to make it fun. Like I said, I have 4 game modes here that I think would make it fun. We're going to look at WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. Now, a lot of people are saying that is the best wrestling game of all time, and for good reason. The main reason that I like this game, also, you know, the core gameplay is just great. The amount of moves is great. The characters are great. Everything's great. But I love the championship mode with branching, unique stories. They need to have a branching, unique story mode in the WWE game franchise. You could have universe mode. You can have my career. You can even have 2K Showcase. But I think if you can make outlandish, branching, unique stories similar to Road to WrestleMania, but you could just follow the No Mercy path. With No Mercy, they have new champion, already champion. You have the championship titles listed. You get to either play as a champion or you get to be a new contender, and then you follow this path. If you win or lose, you'll go on a different path based off of it. And it's very cool because you can get different outcomes, and it makes you want to go back and play it again. You play as new contender, you finish that one off all winning. What if I went back as new contender and lost the first one, but then won the second one? You know, that's the way that you're looking at it. Also, you could go as a champion and say, what if I could win it and defend it all the way to the end? You'd have so many different outcomes. There would be an awesome pyramid type style that would lead to something very awesome. You could do it for each championship. You could even just do it for specific championships, like if you want to do the world and the universal and then the women's and then maybe tag or something, you could do that. Or if you want to do all the championships, you could possibly do that. But I think that this would make it fun, and it would add some replayability in there, because honestly, when you get all the way through my career, I don't know that you really want to go back and start another one. I'm just saying, honestly, it's way too long and it's drawn out. Yes, you could leave that in the game. I think the core is there. I think that you could build on what the My Career is, but I think a branching, unique story could be a shorter form, like 5 chapters, like it was in No Mercy. 5 chapters, different outcomes for each chapter. You could even have text-based on the screen. I don't care. Do voiceovers if you want, but text-based would be fine because you could have different outcomes for different superstars. Say if you use a created superstar as a new contender, you would definitely want to have text-based on the screen. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. And I think it would make for a very, very awesome awesome single player experience for this game. The second game mode that I think needs to come back is GM mode. And with GM mode, I think it is perfect for what we're having now in the WWE. You pick a general manager, whether it be Raw or SmackDown, and then you run said show. It's awesome because you get to draft the stars that you want, you get to spend the money how you want, you get to book the matches, you get to see the outcomes, you get to do all the fun stuff that it would be to be a general manager. It's running your show. Now, I know we have universe mode and it kind of gives you a general manager, but this is more of like you can play out the matches as you want in universe mode. This would be you are the general manager. You're trying to make the best show. You're trying to get the ratings that beat Raw, that beat SmackDown, depending on how you go, and you're leading it up to there. I think going forward with the WWE franchise and having the brand split, I think that GM mode is perfect for the game. I think it needs to be implemented. I think it needs to be implemented yesterday if they haven't already started doing it, because it adds so much to the game. The draft is so fun. You get to come out, you get to pick who you want, and it just makes things very, very interesting in the game. I think that it would be a certain mode that needs to be separate from universe mode. I know they kind of entwined it into universe mode, but I think that it really needs to be its brand new own gameplay mode. The next mode I think they missed the boat on, and that is the streak mode. We know the Undertaker's streak is over, but now that Goldberg is a mainstay, or at least a big part of WWE programming now, I think he's going to win the Universal Championship and then go on to WrestleMania to fight Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. But that is just my prediction. I think that Defeat the Streak, Defend the Streak was a great mode that was in the WWE games. I think that mode was very, very fresh when they put it in. I like the fact that you could go after countless opponents and try and defend the streak over and over and over and over again, or defeat the streak, you go against a very, very hard version of The Undertaker. Now, I think the leaderboard and all that fun stuff is cool, and Goldberg would be perfect for that. They should have put it in 2K17, but now 2K18, you could do it with Goldberg. You could go defeat the streak or defend the streak. That's just the perfect way to do it. I think it would make for a perfect game mode where it can make a single player experience. Again, this is single player experience right here that would make it so much fun for you. I really love doing defeat the streak and see how many points I could get, or defend the streak and see how long I could defend it until I get to the very end, you know, trying to defeat everybody as fast as possible and try and win. You get KOs, you get pins or submissions. I mean, it's just a very fun game mode. I think the streak mode is a game mode that was very fresh. It was very awesome. It was very innovative at the time. I think that it's a game mode that definitely should be back in the game. Now, this year, they announced Video Editor, and they put it in the game. Video Editor is great. You can add different cutscenes. You can do videos, make some like video packages together, use it as a show intro. I think that is very, very good. Where they expand on this is they go farther and they make Story Designer. With Story Designer, you can make a full-blown story, add text to the screen. We've seen it before in past WWE games. We know how it works, and this is something that we want to be in the game. You can create a story, you can upload to community creations, you can download ones, you can play them, just custom cutscenes and stories that will make the video game fun. Again, this is a single player experience. One of my favorite things to do in this game, in the past games, was to download other people's stories and play them out. Some people have some very unique minds. They create some very, very awesome stuff. And the fact that you could actually play them out and see how they play out based off of a person creating it is a very, very awesome thing. Plus, you can make your own custom stories, add text on the screen, make crazy cutscenes where you could splice that into a YouTube video and make some very, very awesome videos. I think the story mode is something that they're going to make, story mode designer, or story designer as I want to call it. I think that is something that is very, very possible. I hope that they pull the trigger on this year, but I think that having story designer would make the game very, very, very awesome. And again, like one of my favorite things was to download them and play them out and just watch all the crazy things that people do create. Just the fact that we have like all this cool, awesome creation stuff. So there it is. Those are my 4 game modes that I think should be in WWE games. Now we're bringing them back from the past, so this isn't anything that is new or anything that is like a fresh, innovative perspective on the WWE games franchise. But I think if you could somehow get all 4 of these game modes in the game, you would hashtag make WWE games fun again. That's all I want. I know that they're pushing simulation style. That is fine with me. If you want to go with the simulation style in match type, that is good. Just add the branching unique story mode, add the GM mode, add the streak mode, and add story designer, and I will have an experience that I can play for years and years to come. That's what I want. I have a lot of suggestions on how to fix the WWE games and how to make it cool. I mean, I even pitched, like, my idea was to release a game every other year and then have roster updates within that year. I know they're not going to do that. I want them to do more of like an esports type league online. They just announced it for NBA 2K with esports, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So what I'm saying, have these 4 game modes: branching unique story mode, GM mode, streak mode, and story designer, and I will be happy with that. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Honestly, please let me know what game modes you want. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you want to see any of these? Do you not want to see them at all, or do you think they should just go back to the fun arcadey style of the games? Anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you tweet that like button, hit that like button, share it with your friends, share it with @WWE Games, and make sure that they know that we just want hashtag to make, hold on, let me do that again. We just want to hashtag make WWE games fun again. There it is. Finally in the books. Called it. Done. As always, TonyPizzaGuy 2. Sweet.